that. With the immigration problem, again, people are taking people's social security number and working different jobs, multiple jobs, as a matter of fact. But we have a system whereby we can monitor that. The other feel or major breach that they have right now are driver's license. People are representing you. Say, for instance, somebody's got your ID or your information and they get stopped. Their pictures on your license, and they're arrested for whatever crimes they're committed. Now they bail out. Now there's a warrant for that person's information or identity that's on that license, and you get stopped, and you got a duplicate license now. What are you going to tell the cops? It wasn't you that they had arrested. What I mean. So even the inconvenience of that. So what we do is we monitor your information that's out there and alert you accordingly. We give you credit reports and things of that nature. That's about it.
What's some of the challenges you see in individuals not signing up for Legal Shield?
Well, I think a lot of people are naive. It's not going to happen to me, particularly the young people. It's not something that I need. I never get in trouble. I don't need a lawyer and retainer, so to speak. Well, I think we're living in a society today that I think we're challenged almost on a daily basis with legal situations. The only reason we don't use lawyers is that it's too expensive. I'm sure, a lot of your listeners could go and recall back now where they have had situations that if it was not for the monetary cost of it, they would definitely call somebody, and ask them not their advice, but the legal credence to the situation, particularly if you're in business. And I'm talking about, from the sole proprietor, the home-based business, to that guy that has 50 guys in a shop. Did you form the business in the right vein? Did you get, are you, from a tax standpoint, are you obeying the law? Because the law is changing from a tax standpoint, from healthcare standpoint, changes almost on a daily basis. Are you in compliance? And in fact, when something does come down, what is your next move? Is that the time to go out and try and get legal representation? So we try to prepare people to be a little bit more proactive. Because one of the things that I found out with Legal Shield also, from the ID and also from the legal side, the legal membership, you get information. All of a sudden now your eyes are a little bit more open. I'll give you a perfect example. You're an excellent driver and you're going down the street. You're in a residential area, and a young kid darts out in the street. It wasn't your fault, okay? Mm-hmm. You hit him, mm-hmm. You have to be represented. I mean, there are going to be charges brought against you, and you have to be represented. Is it that point? You're all nervous now. You done killed somebody. Is that the time to go out and try and find an attorney to represent you? Versus if you had a Legal Shield card in your pocket, you know exactly what to call. Mm-hmm. You get on the phone right away. I just hit a kid or whatever, and I'm sure that attorney will advise you exactly what to do, because sometimes your rights say remain silent and everything like that. But most of us, I didn't mean to do it. I was just looking away or whatever. An attorney would advise you exactly what to say, what to do, and sometimes the attorneys would get on the phone with the authorities that are there at that time, because most of the time we're distraught and all that. We're not saying the right thing. We can't even talk most of the time. Mm-hmm. But it's always good to have somebody to represent you that know what they're doing.
So when someone call attorney, and you have to go to court or anything like that, they immediately come? Like if you've been locked up or something at night, will they immediately be there at the jail when you get there, or how does that work?
Well, they would definitely represent you. Again, like I said, you would call in, explain the situation. Somebody would get on the phone with you. They definitely represent you as far as court hearings and things of that nature, and arrange for the bail, so to speak, to get out on bail and all those kind of things. But like I said, the representation is definitely there 100%.
It's good to hear you explain about the importance of having it personally, whether you're married or single or whatever it is. But let's talk about the business part. Let's talk about the business membership. I'm a business owner, and I don't have Legal Shield.
All right.
So what would you recommend other business owners about why we should get Legal Shield?
Well, we're in a society now that everybody's suing everybody, okay? And I think also from a business perspective, there is so many laws on the books that governs businesses. And the smaller you are, in my opinion, the worse it is, mainly because you don't have the resources to have an HR department or a safety department and things of that nature to keep you abreast of what's going on in that legal world, so to speak. Being a part of the small business Legal Shield membership, they keep you abreast of that, okay? There are different libraries that they have within, the back office that you can research different things. There is advice, legal advice, sound legal advice that you'd be getting, not from a paralegal or whatever, but from an attorney that specializes, whether it has to do with contracts, whether it has to do with the setting up of the business, whether it's a sole proprietorship, corporation, things of that nature. There's a lot of questions, I am sure, as a small business owner, whether you're just starting out or you've been out there for a while, that needs to be addressed, okay? I think most of us are ignoring it for the most part, IRS problems, IRS and audit attorneys are some of the most expensive people that are out there, attorneys that are out there. What are you going to do when you get, an audit letter or something like that, Isn't it better to be a little bit more proactive and trying to keep abreast of what's going on and things of that nature, okay? So becoming a small business owner membership, it gives you a lot of advantages. It's someplace you can call and get answers to specific questions.
Well, that's really good, because will they also provide you with the guideline on what kind of business umbrella, for the LLC or corporation, they will just say, hey, this is what you should be doing, or this is what you should be under,
right?
Rather than being under something,
right? Just picking something. And I mean, normally on the outside, if you do your due diligence, normally a lawyer normally does that anyways. But most people, as I think that that are going in business, I don't think a lawyer is one of those people or one of those entities that most people run to. Again, $300, $400 an hour, plus the cost, again, of setting up those entities. I mean, yeah. And I think most people, I know that I've done it over the years, you can go online, Sunbiz or whatever, incorporate yourself and all that. But as you mentioned, is that the right entity am I, doing, along with an attorney is a financial person, is this the right tax structure that my business is going under? Should I be getting insurance? Should I be, health insurance? Should I offer my employees and, health insurance? Do I have a procedural book? And these are all legal things that we're talking about that, the supreme authority over it is, lawyers, in my opinion. You know what I mean? We normally take a shortcut. You normally go to another business owner that's been in business a while, and we get their advice and all that. It's not necessarily that you're getting the best advice.
Right. It's
the way that they're doing it. But I must, reiterate again about the changes that we're experiencing almost on a daily basis that most of us can't keep up with. But these lawyers, they normally can. Or if they don't have the answer, they know exactly where to go and find the answer. You know what I mean? So a legal representation behind you, I think, from a personal standpoint and also from a business standpoint, in this day and age is almost mandatory. It really is. It's an expenditure that is necessary for, to protect your business. It really is.
Well, John, you're very passionate about what you do.
Oh, yeah.
I want to ask, why are you doing what you're doing? Why Legal Shield? Why did you choose Legal Shield to represent or to be an agent?
Well, let me tell you, I was invited to a meeting. Legal Shield is a network marketing product. And I was invited to a meeting, and it was a young man just starting out and everything like that. And I literally went to a meeting 8 years ago on Valentine's Day. It was a Saturday, and my wife couldn't believe that I was leaving her in bed to go attend a meeting that I didn't know hardly anything about. But I must tell you, when I got to that meeting and I was listening to the speakers and the different situations, it really resonated with me, mainly because I was a business owner. I was a business owner at that time, and I knew I had situations whereby if I had the funds, I would have had a lawyer to advise me, and I didn't have it. I saw an affordable way of doing that. I was in situations where I couldn't afford a lawyer before on a personal side. Mm-hmm. So I saw it right away. It was one of those things, it was a no-brainer for me. So I became a member. Attended a couple other meetings, and I found out it was a way of it was a business. Mm-hmm. It was a business that one could get involved with. Fast forward about 2 years, and I've been going to meetings. My wife attended some of them and all that. My wife joined me in the business about 5 years ago, and it was one of the best things that ever happened. I think her passion for Legal Shield is even a little bit more than myself now, mm-hmm. because of the network that we're in. It is a product that everybody needs. I really honestly believe that. When you look at a single mom, you take an example. This one is the first one that I resonated in my head that has children, and she has an 18, 17-year-old kid. And kids go out these days. And imagine getting a call at about 10 o'clock at night. Johnny's calling mom and saying, "Mom, I did not know that James had a gun underneath the seat or he had drugs in the car or whatever. I was just in the car." But they're being arrested. He was in that vehicle with that individual that was, committing a crime or whatever. What does a mother do at 10 o'clock at night at that point? I know within the community, most people go ahead and call the minister. They call the church, But really, what do you do? And I saw where this could be a tremendous tool in different situations for different people. If she could call an attorney now, someone that could give her solid information on what to do, makes a big difference. Mm-hmm. Makes a big difference. And I could tell you in certain cases, like for instance, you got 3 guys out there now, okay, about to be arrested because there's been a crime committed. I've heard stories of that individual that his mother had a membership, being released in the custody of that lawyer, mainly because they know what to do and what to say. You know yourself. You've had rich friends that, yourself, they don't go to jail, mm-hmm. Okay? Yeah. Because of situations and all that. Well, this puts you right up there with those kind of individuals. It gives you, equal footing, so to speak. Mm-hmm. It is, mm-hmm. Representation is very important because, if you don't have something to protect your rights, you have no rights, literally, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And God bless the public defender system that we have in this country, but it is what it is. Okay, if you're going to trust your child to that, we're in trouble. Right. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So,
mm-hmm. So, what is the age for Legal Shield to apply for Legal Shield?
Well, you have to be 18.
Okay.
You have to be 18 to get a membership.
Okay.
And it goes like I said, every child that's leaving home or even at home that is working and everything like that, I would definitely encourage them to go ahead and get a membership. You asked about my passion about it. Well, Legal Shield, as I mentioned, is a network marketing product. One of the things that I think my wife loves about it is the fact that it is a group of like-minded individuals that is selling something that everybody needs. Mm-hmm. So it's not only doing something which is conscientious, but also something that's putting some dollars in our pocket. We're able to build a large team, and it's amazing to see some of these young people come in now that's never been in business or whatever, and you educate them. It is a business. It is, in fact, a business, and it's ran as such. Mm-hmm. So we're educating. It's amazing to see young people come in that has never been in front of people before and all that, to go up to the front of the room and talk about, how they got started and what they're doing now and all that, and see them evolve over a period of time. So it is a business, low entry fee to get in, and it's something, we travel, as a matter of fact, this particular weekend we have a convention in Oklahoma, Ada, Oklahoma. Now, for the last 5 years, me and my wife, we've been attending that convention in Oklahoma. This year, we're not able